You begin to digest the new one. Then they will tell you there is Egyptian mummy that was buried, and they take it. They start studying the gene, and they start matching it with the gene of the people and gene of these people. It becomes archaeological report. Now, at the end of that, does that tell you what you are? Does that flesh of that Egyptian mummy tell you the type of culture Egypt practiced that time? Does it tell you, the type of culture Egypt have at that time? Because he might tell you that that the Egyptians are these people who might be found in this geopolitical location. That's what they might tell you. They are the people who have this gene, this type of DNA, that you find them in this type of area. You find them in this type of area. But at the end of the day, they will not tell you what their lives were like, what their lives looked like. They won't tell you. Their culture, they won't tell you. They won't disclose. They just tell you match the DNA. Where you find this type of DNA. North Africa, Central Africa, this Africa. And if it is the one they want to, use for manipulation, they will tell you that you will find this particular DNA, that they are the remnant of these ancient people, just because maybe they are occupying a particular place which is strategic for their agenda. They give it to them. That's the way it is. That is the reason why when people are bragging about archaeological report, it doesn't make sense to me, because there is a lot of manipulations in that. It is manipulatable. If you want to study history, if you want to know the history, deep one that you will not see, in Western education, because what you see in Western education, it is the same thing you see. Remember, archaeology is like, you see, archaeology, anthropology, you see, theology, all these studies, all these studies, they are deep rooted in lies. Number one, let me give you the example. You see, theology. Theology, that is as a result of the type of pastors you have all over the place. Because once you go into theology school, you will know how to use Bible to lie, right? And when you present it to your audience, people believe it is the truth. And when people believe it is the truth, you will start exploiting these same people with your so-called truth. You start stealing from them in the name of giving them salvation, sending them to heaven, praying for them to have money that they didn't work for. That's exactly what you do. But before I actually, you know, bring this person that just called, before I call him back, I want you to know that every history you get, you know, from all these things, they are adulterated history. History, before you will be able to get a true African history, a true Caribbean history, a true, what do you call it? South American history. Before you will get such history, you will start looking for oldest books. That is through the oldest book. You extract them, whatever you see there, you analyze it, even including the Bible. The Bible has a lot of it. And if there are some things you heard in the Bible you don't understand, you go through etymology. use etymology dictionary in order to actually connect it. It is part of history seeking. Once you go and start all this archaeology, anthropology, theology, all of them are lies. It is theology that actually presented to you Jesus Christ with blue eyes, and everybody is worshiping him today. The same thing. So how are we going to survive this when our people are gladly, you know, following the history written to them by their oppressors, by their conquerors? How do you think you are going to come out of this new slavery? Because the problem we have is mental weakness. Mental weakness. We don't want to study, we don't want to connect the dots, we don't want to, we don't want to read. It is not a must that what you read must be in your school curriculum. It must not be in your school curriculum. Just read, seek knowledge, connect the dots. Bible is one of the oldest book, but because they call it book of spirituality, they now spiritualize everything in the Bible. People does not look for knowledge there. People does not look for history there. People does not look for what is written there. That is the reason why so many people cannot will come and tell you history that when they are talking about this history, people like me, I feel disgusted because the type of history it is actually the history that will place you into more captivity in the name that you know the truth, in the name that we are educated. We educated, we know history. If you connect it to the history, no. Such history is incomplete history. Some of them was made there in your curriculum or made available in your Google, your chat GBT. It is all for them for a particular narrative. I am not saying that there is not you will find truth in them, but these are new truth. It is not the ancient truth. What we are looking for is ancient truth so that we will know where things went wrong. If you cannot find where things went wrong, you will not be able to find how to solve it. So the ancient truth is what we are starved of. We are being starved of this ancient truth. So that is exactly the reason why now you find these people, these people being called the autopilot. Because some of the people, some of the bloggers they are, making available there, you know what they do? They will go and, they will, when they start talking about you know, their pushing their own what occurs in their mind, in their weak little mind, that they are the only ones fighting for freedom. Some of them, you see, the problem they have is overly educated. They are too overly educated, which is, yeah, it becomes ignorant to them because they believe that killing people in Biafra land, stopping women from going to market, stopping children from selling water, stopping people from, riding Okada, keke na pepe, for people to eat at least in a day is fighting for Biafra. You must be a stupid person to think about that. He is following Mazen Namde Kanu. How conscious if you love me, keep my commandment. Isn't it? The Christian. Is it not? If you love me, keep my commandment. It is not spiritual, it is not spiritually spoken. It is just simply advice. If you know you follow me, you follow what I do. Don't do opposite of what I am doing, yet you are shouting that we are following you. We are following you. We are your disciple, but you are doing opposite of what I implemented. What type of followers are that? That's why they created Christianity and introduced to you what is opposite to what Yeshua did, what Christ did. They gave you opposite of everything that he did, without teaching you that he told you, without reminding you on a daily basis that many will come in my name to say that they are him, and they will deceive many, and they will introduce you to you what he didn't do, and you are doing it. You didn't hear that? They don't teach you that because they went through theology. The history of the Bible they read in theology, they are actually bringing it out and feeding it to you. They were deceived that they may deceive you. That has been the problem. You find one mugu. Oh, three, it don't happen, no, it don't happen. It don't happen, no, mama, it don't. Only to come and tell you that someone who is killing people is the one. And the idiot to come and tell you that Mazen Namde Kanu, if Mazen Namde Kanu come and tell you that no ESN should drop their weapon. I don't know this other criminal group he is mentioning here, also not BRF, and ESN, but they are criminal on the ground with Sekwa that now there will be no more gun for ESN. We don't want to see ESN carrying gun. But the fool in Finland, who is the head of the criminals, come to say, right, let me read it again from the beginning so that you may know what we're reading up. For those of you who are joining us right now, share the video as well. Don't forget to click the like button. Breaking, the criminal and the treacherous Ejiofor may think that he succeeded in using alloy, and because they think they have succeeded in manipulating MNK to drop Biafra. And for that reason, it is time for them to kill at Alloy because he frustrated them until now. Please inform them that their last battle is already lost. No Biafra will listen to Mazen Namde Kanu if he tell anyone of BLA, ESN, BRF to drop their weapons. That's what that fool in Finland is writing. Because we told you, remember that 2 years ago they told you that they want to release fake Mazen Namdekan. We sent it to the bottomless pit. We that one I just sent it to back to where it come from. Because I saw these things coming. That time I was following them bumper to bumper. I saw it coming. That is the reason why I started trying to find out who is this other faceless one that is always shouting that they were working with. They told you they will release Mazen Namdekan that time of Nelly and the co. They say that they have finished the body double of Mazen Namdekan, that they will release him. And when I kick it back to their lies, their kobun, it didn't trend again because I made sure that immediately when they release it, I bring it back, and I fought it. That one, because I believe that even what they were saying, many people were actually trying to. Some people actually try to believe it because the way they were convincing people, because it was the assignment that Buhari gave, so that because we noticed that Buhari died and they cloned him, so he want to. The one in Asorok that time was trying to push back to return the favor to call Mazen Nnamdi Kanu a body double. Now it was sent back to them. The next thing they did, they were waiting. We will not listen to anyone from the DSS dungeon. We will not listen to anyone. And I told you it is about how they are planning to attack Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Now again, they have started again telling you that the ESN cannot drop weapon, or they say they call different group here. Is it the same weapon that these people said ESN should not carry? So which weapon are they talking about that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu might say ESN should drop? I thought they become the government. They have taken over everything. And they say ESN must not carry gun. Is it not what that one, Balo Koloka, Oya Iana, Sada, the leader of his gunman on the ground? Is it not what he said? He said that we don't want to see anybody carrying gun, including ESN. So which gun is he talking about that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going to ask ESN to drop? That they will refuse. That is self-contradiction. Now, the same ESN that is being using to steal money from people, the same ESN Aloye Jimako went and saved him, that is using the name of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to raise fund. Because that fundraising was what Finland was supposed to use to, make a case at that time. But Aloye Jimako saved the day. He manipulated and lied, committed perjury. That's what Aloye Jimako did. He committed a lie that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu authorized the criminal to use his name to raise fund. That was how the case, got disappeared. They think we don't know. So now, he said again, no Biafra, he said no Biafra will listen to them or to say drop the weapon, because the plan is that he said that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu they have deceived Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to drop the Biafra agitation. He has started planting, lies, feeding you with lies, just like they did immediately the kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He tell you that the DOS, Nelly started seeing vision. Elohim started telling Nelly. Now he's telling you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is telling people to drop their weapon. You know why he says that? The reason why the criminal in Finland, the dwarf in Finland, tell you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will tell you to drop your weapon, it is because, of course, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will tell all the criminals that this Ekperima has created to drop their weapon. He will tell them to drop their weapon, because we are not into armed struggle yet. So they have seen what will happen, because remember, insecurity, release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because they know to quench the insecurity in our land. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will tell those who were using his name to drop the weapon that we have not started armed struggle, because he made it clear that the day he will Biafra army will march, there will be 200,000, reserve is over 1 million. True or false? So these people are inconsequential. What they are doing is off the plan, off the map. So that's why they know what is coming. They want to utilize such in order to use it to create shield, that once Mazen Nnamdi Kanu come to tell the criminals, all of you say you are doing it for me, I am here now, drop the weapon. He will say no, they have collected money. The Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have sold the struggle, and the Zokome is taking pictures with one Nigerianist. That's what they will start telling you. You remember what Ozokome said in his last speech from the last court? You remember Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have sold out. That's the narrative they started pushing. Without you, nobody need to tell you that Michael Zokome is a Nigerian. And Michael Zokome never told you that he is fighting for Biafra. Michael Zokome is a professional lawyer and a son at that matter. Any lawyer can represent you against your enemy, can represent your enemy against another enemy of his. That is lawyer. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Ozokome, who represents Mazen Namde Kano at the last day of the court, Ozokome knows that the case is finished. The next one is to, to release Mazen Namde Kano or any other thing. But now he knows that the case is finished. So what he need to do is to going back to his job as a Nigerian until otherwise. He is licensed by Nigerian. He is a Nigerian. He never told you he's fighting for Biafra. So if that speech that he made was a speech, his farewell speech of handling the case of the leader of the IPOB, he shows you that he is a more professional than those fools who actually formulate a perspective of something that does not exist. That's it. It is not like now what is happening in the Middle East, the fight between Israel and Hamas or Palestine. It is like now I say because Hamas fired the first shot, let me support Israel. I will support them because they fired the first shot, even though maybe I am a supporter of Hamas. Then you supported them. Once the war is over, you will say, I supported Israel because Hamas fired the first shot. So I am going to, I am still a friend of Hamas as long as the conflict is ended, because all I stand for is peace. Nobody should kill anybody. So that's what you see now. It will look like now you will tell me that why did I supported Israel all this while? I supported them, and now you are supporting Hamas because the war is over. That's not the way it is. Standing in the truth. Ozokome was standing in his profession. Once he finished discharge his duty, his speech there will never stop Biafra from coming. His speech there will never stop anything that is positive to happen for us. That speech will never stop it. But he took his speech because he is still a Nigerian. And when he was taking up the case, he was taking up the case to actually increase the experience in his curriculum in order to actually improve his curriculum. That's why he took a case that the whole world is interested in. When they see such person who handled that case, they know that the name of that person will be in a history book. It was the lawyer Michael Zokome that handled the case that saw the Nigerian Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the first freedom fighter that was discharged and acquitted. Don't you think it's an honor? But how professional he was, he finished and he gave his speech to show that the fact he is fighting the case shows that he is a professional. Does not mean that he is fighting for Biafra. Does not mean that he is doing any other thing. But he is fighting the case as per the law of his license. Because the license, you cannot choose, whom you want to defend. As long as you know that there is this case you are going to take on is going to back respect into your curriculum, you take it on. Anybody that handles case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the love, of course, and the international, or will I say the love and the international recognition they are going to, of course, derive from such case will not even allow them to go astray. That's something people don't understand. But the reason why Ejimako went astray was that Ejimako fought tooth and nail. Kanu Takano promised he would replace Ejiofor with Ejimako to be the lead counsel. Kanu Takano promised him heaven on earth. He believed that they will use him to remove Ejiofor. They will use him to, the sand that they produce, I don't know, to remove Ozokome. So they tried everything. At the end of the day, it didn't work. So Ejimako doesn't have any other choice than to join the criminal element and start sabotaging, being Okamu, so on Atagon Afugon. Because he was not the lead counsel. Had it been Ejimako was the lead counsel, I don't think he was going to go to that level he went to. Because Ejimako is looking for approval and relevance. Ejimako is looking for money. Do you get the point? That is the reason why Ejimako went to this, went left. So that is why you should know that anybody representing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's case as a lead counsel, it backs more respect to their curriculum. Believe you me, let me now tell you more. In the international stage, in the whole world, it is going to go down the history that Aloy Ejimako, sorry, that barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Professor San Michael Zokome, they led the case of the first freedom fighter in the world who was discharged and acquitted in the court of law of the same place where they are fighting for freedom. Don't you know? It is an honor. Don't you know? Don't you know it is an honor? Do you think? Oh, people don't understand. Our people are lame. Our people are lame. The first freedom fighter discharged and acquitted. Then somebody is coming to tell you that his lawyer is one Nigeria. That his lawyer is one Nigeria, but the lawyer discharged and acquitted him. The lawyer is now one Nigeria because the lawyer, is about to take a bow. He has discharged his duty. He discharged his duty. Professionalism is professionalism. People don't understand it, especially our people. They don't understand what is professionalism. I can be a lawyer. I can be your lawyer, right? And you have a biggest enemy. I can equally be your enemy's lawyer. My primary goal is to win for your enemy on the other side and win for you on this side, because the more win you get as a lawyer, the more your curriculum and your referrals is promoted. Don't you know that? The more win you get, the more your curriculum becomes huge, and your referrals becomes huge as well. So that's one thing people don't know. That's why this criminal in Finland will start recruiting some other criminals from other places to go out there and start talking rubbish. Without Ekperima, no one is fighting for Biafra. Instead of the idiot to say no one is killing for Biafra except Ekperima. No one is killing Biafra. Because these people claim they are under the modus operandi of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And they know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will come and tell all these people whom that are constituting nuisance to drop your weapon now. That's why they started reporting it before it will even happen. They playing monkey smart. That's what these people are playing. They are playing monkey smart. But little do they know that people like us, we will get them whenever they play monkey smart. The fact that we don't talk about them no more does not mean that when they play monkey smart, that we will not capture their plan and and report it. This is going to fail again. What they did here. Let me finish the reading. I'm going to put you to speaker. He said that we cross we or say we have crossed the Rubicon. Every attempt to sabotage the Biafra liberation by compelling MNK to stay somewhere in Nigeria and direct the Biafra army to drop weapons will hit the bricks. Release him to us. Allow him to travel to Finland to have table discussion with me. Without this, before December, we will smoke everywhere. One dwarf in Finland wrote, one dwarf. Let me show you one dwarf in Finland who is writing that the Mazen Namde Kanu should come and visit him in Finland. One dwarf, Nekuyaba. Yes, the caller on the line, your name and where you're calling from, please. I believe I haven't spoken to you before.
Okay. Okay, my name is Shafi. I'm calling
Speak
from.
out, speak up, please.
Okay, I say my name is Happy, so I'm calling for Italy.
You're calling from Westney.
No, I'm coming for Italy.
Oh, from Italy. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's concerning the Biafra issue. You know, this guy called Samonepa. You know that guy. He just fighting for your benefits. We all know that Samonepa is fighting for your benefits. Just because they are normally call him Biafra Prime Minister. So that is the so anything. He said he's fighting for Biafra. Maybe he's fighting for Unazi Kanu freedom. Yeah, you know that real Unazi Kanu is in Abuja. Not the Igbo land.
Exactly.
Clearly, the full citizen of Igbo people that stay in Igbo land. Is it the Unazi Kanu? Is it bigger than the full nation of Igbo?
Imagine.
You keep both baby, both the bigger, both the small. Okay, after you kill all the old Biafra people, who you now take to do Biafra like King Furu let my people go?
Exactly.
You want to kill the old people that are like yes, like when this man went to this Israelite journey. So okay, you want to kill the old Biafra people. So who you now to use like Biafra kingdom now? Is it just only Samonepa and his family?
And autopilot.
Yes, now you know some of all these Igbo people, many of them they didn't understand these things concerning the movement that they are even pushing about like Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Samonepa continue to kill people. You are you people are still happy for him that he's on a prime minister. Samonepa, Samonepa. Samonepa is fighting for your own benefit.
Exactly.
So you understand me? So sometimes ever since I've been looking for somebody that will do this program. So you understand? I just see like as I saw this answer. This guy is speaking good and it's like he understands everything. You know this Biafra thing. Me and you know it's because of this problem. That is the reason why you full Igbo land, everything is down. Because me and you, okay, for instance, say you are doing well now, you can't go and open a business in East. So you understand? Because the East is not power. All the name of fighting and scattering different type of things, sit at home. Oh, go and open business.
That is their plan. That is their plan. Even to make sure they frustrate Igbo people to drop even the Biafra struggle, to hate and detest it. That is their plan.
The full truth, even this Samonepa, did we have any company in Igbo land? Like any business in Igbo land? That is saying sit at home. Every time we be dancing at the in palo, there be claiming king. So I didn't even know who that guy is. So that guy is just somebody like, well, like that guy, no. He's not fighting for any freedom of Biafra. The man was just
He's
fighting
not.
for his
He's
benefit,
not.
the robbery, the food is.
Are you there?
So that is all the truthful matter because I know Samoneba is not fighting for any Biafra. He was just fighting for your benefit. Even the Nazi that he said he's fighting for your freedom. He is also owner they cannot betray that. So you understand? Because he was all this fight I said is fight. You know, Atari Tokumbo, he said he want to do something. He will do it. He will go straight to he will go straight to the point. Me and you know that some owner is staying in a prison in a DSS prison Abuja. So why all this Biafra army or Biafra all these people
inside
that came
Biafra land, though.
soldier, at least they will load themselves and go to Abuja.
Exactly.
Why be killing people? They will be
They will go and do their guerrilla warfare in Abuja. That's what they're supposed to do. Why are they bringing the war in back home? Even Mazen Namde Kanu said that if a war will be fought, it will not be fought in our land.
Abi?
Exactly, that's what he said.
Simple. Like normally, no, you know, when you want to fight for something, like maybe for instance, okay, you want to fight for maybe for the owners of Kano. You know, when you want to do something like that, at least it's not the same people that you say you want to protect. You will go to other states and be doing something that will hurt Nigeria.
Exactly.
Not be the same your own land. You are be killing people from your own land. You say government to come out. Even if you your own self, you can't say anything because it is the same people that said they want to go. They are still killing their own self.
Exactly.
So when will this maybe Tinubu
like that's why we know that even Tinubu knows activities of Simon Ekpa. He knows it very well. By that time they had they had to talk with Akintoye and the Sunday Boho. All these things is an evidence to show you that there is connections all over the place.
Yes, because me and you know that if you want to do anything like that, even if you can't even go to the Abuja, at least you go to other states like maybe Warri, maybe Delta, even some other states that you know that it's not even
where Nigeria is benefiting from.
Yes.
Is it only in Biafra land that is it only in 5 states that we are fighting for Biafra?
Yes, now. Okay, you said okay, sit at home. If you want to say sit at home, you will say the full Nigerians to sit at home.
Imagine.
Then we know that you people are serious. Exactly. You will not say, let the full Nigeria go everywhere, everybody to sit at home. They will know that, maybe that time the Tinubu is for the Buhari itself, we know that, also they are really doing well. So
if you want to do well, not only sit at home in the coastal region, switch up the oil pipelines. The oil pipeline must also observe sit at home.
So all these companies, so they will seize everything and they let everybody start. It's not they go and meet all these people that are selling okra or selling chapel. Be disturbing them, be starting their shop.
No, our people don't have sense. Our people lack sense. Some of our people, not all of them, because people like me and you and others, they are sensible.
You know when you see the way you are saying all this now, I've already goes to like maybe your comment section. Many of them have mostly been saying something like, "Oh, I sit down, you are a fool, you are this." That is the stupidity of many of them.
That is it. I am used to it.
All your families. Then you have been saying
they've been insulting us in the comment section, those irats of his, for 2 years now. Ask them what they have achieved. The Mugu who come and say don't read, oh mama, don't read, who says Ekpa is the one who is fighting for freedom. Since when did he hear from anybody who fought for freedom in the history of freedom fighting that they were killing their people and traumatizing their people? Ask the idiot who is saying Mami don't read though.
If you want to know the problem of Simon Ekpa, can you see like somebody that didn't have anything superior? You know, for you to be maybe you want to lead something, at least you will have somebody that will be advising you. Simon Ekpa didn't have advice, like maybe supervisor. Only one is just everything. So you understand? Like maybe normal we have many elderly men.
No, he doesn't have advice. He has miscreants.
That is the problem.
That's exactly.
Because if we sit down in that parlor that is still in the PC now that we all any order, the worst thing. No. Well, like most some of all these Igbo people, many of them are betrayal.
Yeah.
Some of them, many of them are fucking betrayal. Okay, no. Everything that is in is everything is totally down. Nobody want to go and make business there now. Nobody. You can't go and make maybe you want to go and open any business in status. Do you want to lose your money or do you want to lose anything concerning the wealth that you suffer on?
That is the
No,
thing.
now.
That is the plan. They plan that when you remember that they are kidnapping people, you will not come back home. And that's why I always say that. That's why these things is actually giving me, more evidence that this is the type of game Tinubu can play.
See, even the Nigeria, no, let us say the truth. Me and you know that Nigeria is not the Igbo problem. Okay, wait, is it only Igbo that say the full Nigeria? So many other tribes, everybody are suffering in that Nigeria. But we all this Igbo, because many of them they are afraid to go home. They don't want to go out, establish their business in their place because their time is not totally balanced because of all this Samonet man, this thing, as the camel.
No, Simon Ekpa no get, Simon Ekpa na Fulani boy being used. How many of his followers know where he come from? But they are following him. But we know where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu come from. We know where, even in his house, they have killed people. The Nigeria government. So how many of these they have crowned him prime minister without knowing where he come from, no knowing who is his father.
For you to know that Samonet, okay, you have been doing sit at home all the way from 6 years now. I be 2 years now.
Yes,
Every
2 years.
the same. No going, no coming. You are still killing the same people. People at home, burning houses, burning bull red, bull keke, killing all the home market women. So you are still say you are fighting for freedom. No, you will keep fighting until you kill the home that you say you want to pack along with. Say you want to go out, claim a country or your own.
No, something is fundamentally wrong with those people. Their brain is not functional. uh,
Yeah, that's a wake up. All these people they got wake up because they are doing nothing. They got your wake up because all this their movement that they are saying all the things that they are doing is for one side. Just for Simon Ekman a criminal. Just only for Simon Ekman and his own criminal gang.
exactly.
Okay, okay. All the artists, all the things that they normally doing now, maybe all this sit at home. Things that sit at home, they will go and rob, have people things, go money and everything.
It's true.
So you get my point, boy?
No, I know what you are saying. We see this report every day. Round up, my guy. Hello. Okay. Of course, that is exactly what this guy does. If you still want to call, you can call the phone on the screen, and we are actually calling it a day in the next few minutes. We are calling it a day. So it is very, very important for you to understand that what we are doing, you know, we are telling you, we are bringing it to you the plans of these people. Their plans is what we are bringing to you. You see this thing that Simon Ekpa was writing, that junk he is writing. Amazon Namde Kanu will tell you to drop your weapon because it is well anticipated. It is always Aman Ogechi na. As Aman Ogechi. You say you are fighting for my release. I am out here now. You say you are killing Biafra for my release. I am out here now. You say you are sitting at home for my release. I am out here now. So drop the weapon. Let us do things the way it should be done. So they have started protesting against it. How can they not fight for release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Hi! Hi! Ụmụ anụ ọhịa. Chai! And ụmụ anụ ọhịa ụmụ okoko na-enwero sense nọ na comment section na-ede rubbish. Number one is that na comment section afa nọ na-ede rubbish. Some of them amakwudo ede ihe. Some of them, a lot of them amara ede ihe. So if I pass it, I will just de rubbish na comment section. That is it. But we are here to tell them that we know their plan. And we're going to kick that same plan to the bottomless pit. We know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu release will bring us all to a round table. And that round table is where it's very necessary, because that has been what Nigeria is running away from. It will bring us to a round table. It will now, promote the referendum. And when referendum is conducted, if we are demanding for referendum, we are not demanding for war. So anybody that is telling you, people who are doing hackering gun, if you ask them to bring it down, it becomes problem. Referendum is not calling for war. It is only when they refuse to give us referendum. If anybody now, talk about armed struggle, it will make sense. But for now, stage by stage. But the criminal want to start with the last stage in the first stage, so that you will not get to that last stage, because they will ruin it for you in the first stage. That is the plan of the criminal, the enemy. But these people you see supporting them are people that does not have brain. That if it is possible, these same people will be colonized again. I am telling you the honest truth. You see this species of people that are writing junk when you are speaking truth. When you are speaking the truth, this type of species of people, they are actually thinking like Homo erectus. They are not Homo sapiens. This type of people, there is possibilities that for them to be colonized 10 times, it is actually, possible, because their brain is not functional. They have some problems. They lack understanding. They lack serenity. Without knowing. Bible say that you if you lack wisdom, go to the ant. Ant. Learn wisdom from the ant. He say you should be wise like a serpent, and be clever like dove, like a dove. So that is exactly what these people lack. Because even God knows that wisdom, our ancestors who wrote the Bible actually, well, I wouldn't say God, because if I call it God, it means I'm also spiritualizing it. Even our ancestors who wrote the Bible knows that wisdom is very important. They know that wisdom is very important. But our people lack wisdom. Our people does not have wisdom. They reject wisdom. But anyways, I just felt like I have to, tell you their plan. Their plan. Tinubu has promised to clamp down on the media, and they've been clamping down on the media. So many of us are experiencing it. Media clamp down, we are experiencing it because they do it all the time. Nigeria Facebook, they make sure that they use them all the time to monitor anybody who expose the atrocities of Nigeria. Because the only thing they want you to do is to do saga. That's why they bring this Ekperima, so that we will keep fighting them, forgetting that, you know, of course, fighting them is important also, because if not fighting them, we wouldn't have removed our name from the World Terrorist Index, because that's what they will call you. That is the reason why when this global or international organization, when they tell you that there is organization called terrorist, you need to go and investigate very well before you will accept with them. Because many people are called terrorists. Even freedom fighters are called terrorists. Nelson Mandela was called a terrorist. You understand? So the plan was to give them a reason to, gazette that terrorism that they want to call us. They put this agaf in Finland. They put agaf in Finland, half bottle, to come. Now he is telling us Mazen Namdekano must come and see him in Finland first. Must come and see him in Finland first. The idiot is also, on the other hand, advising that, but the idiot claim he's a lawyer. In this, his write-up is advising that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must be placed under bail condition. That is his advice, that he will not be one place in Nigeria and be commanding us. Who told the idiot that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be one place in Nigeria? A man that the court of competent jurisdiction discharged and acquitted, what will make him to be one place in Nigeria commanding people? Yeah? He is discharged, right? So their gaffe in Finland is wishing and hoping that they will have a bail condition. Because that's what they were planning when they say that he is cloned. Aye, Agafu. Agafu. Simon. Simon. Is that how you ruined yourself, your life, your future? Hmm. Hmm. You know you're not worth me talking about. You're not worth it. There are more pressing things and important things that I'm supposed to talk about. But anytime you start bringing things like this, it means that you are calling me to come and talk about it because you are irrelevant. You are pushing to be relevant. That is exactly the reason why you want to now compare your relevance with Mazen Namde Kanu's by telling us if they are managed to convince him to drop ESN will not drop Biafra, will not drop the gun. Gun, who is ESN? Which ESN are you talking about? Did you give ESN a gun? Did you establish ESN? Mad people everywhere. Fulani boy who don't know his father. Who don't know his father. Mugus who don't know where the Fulani boy come from. Who come to tell us that he is your crime minister. Ị na-echi mmadụ crime minister makwa ebe o si. Ole country unu were ọsọ were ego jego anị na Syria. Our people enweghị ọgụgụ isi. Our people enweghị ọgụgụ isi. Ị na-echi mmadụ prime minister. You made someone a prime minister. You don't know where he come from. You don't know his father. You don't know his mother. If you sell your country and go and buy land in Syria, will you blame him? You won't blame him, of course, because you don't know where he come from. Great and wonderful people of Biafra, until lovers of freedom. It is important until we meet again. We are also calling on the killings in the Middle East to have a peaceful dialogue. We are calling on the killing in the Middle East to have a peaceful dialogue. It is very, very important because when that war is also going off, there are even, foreign nationals that are getting caught in the crossfire. Even in Israel, foreign national I think from different countries, up to 100 countries, or was it 100 countries, was actually caught up in the crossfire and the attack of Hamas. And Gaza is actually, falling. I don't think in this war there is any rule of engagement. People are dying, both the guilty and the innocent. I think it's high time they go through the dialogue process and to solve the problem that is bringing all these issues in that area. Solve it. We know that Palestine is also asking for, they are believing in self-determination. And we also know that attacking armless people is barbaric. If possible, those people who carried that attack should be singled out and be destroyed, and let there be peace amongst the good people. and the dialogue and solve this historical problem that is all that has been happening there in that region. It is very, very important to solve it. Otherwise, and then maybe after 1 year again, we say there is another attack on Israel. Another 5 years, there will be another attack on these people. We need to solve. If a problem emanates, let's dialogue and solve it. Let's dialogue and solve it so that it will not get to another level. Because there are foreign interests. There are interests. We know that the US is also looking for they are looking for relevance in the Middle East because of BRICS, because of all this China, Russia. So this can give them that relevance. Because if you look at what is going on in the Middle East, Mossad is, one of the intelligence agencies. CIA, they are all in the Middle East. How come they did not intercept the plan to attack Israel? How come they couldn't intercept it? That boggles the mind. It boggles the mind. So in this regard, we know that Israel is okay, good with this with their militarily. But America is the backbone of Israel. Many people don't know about it. America give Israel incentive. How many billion um, military incentive? America give Israel $1 billion incentive. The missile that is being used by the Iron Dome, American supplies it. Are you aware? You are not aware, right? I think America, gives Israel up to 100 billion dollars military aid every year. They give Israel up to $100 million military aid every year. It is true. So I don't know what's going on, but for CIA Mossad not to intercept that secret attack, it brings questions to the heart. Is this a deliberate war? Innocent people are dying. What is going on? Because I don't want to stand, I will say this and no, I don't stand for any war. I stand for peace. Because you don't know who might be in Syria. You don't know who might be trapped in Syria now. Whether it is your relative trapped in Syria, you will be there saying, I support Israel. They will be born in Syria, in Gaza. They will be born in Gaza. You don't know that your brother might be there, being part of the people, innocent people dying. You go and say, I stand for Hamas. You don't know who is in Israel, who is your brother. That is, that Hamas is killing, and that is also hiding in a rubble right now. You say you support Hamas. No, because it is like throwing a stone in a crowd where you don't know whether your mother or your father is in that crowd. Maybe the stone will automatically land in the head of your mother or your father. That's what you are doing. You throw a stone in the crowd. In this war, there is no rule of engagement. What the casualties, the report we have received from this war, there is no rule of engagement. It is killing, killing, killing. If it is brutal, it is more serious than even Russia-Ukraine war. It is more serious. Russia-Ukraine war has been there for 2 years, but this one is just 5 days. They have reported almost 3,000 casualties from both sides. That's exactly how it is from both sides. So it is very, very important. Let there be peace, because economy will still now get affected by this. If you don't know, you know it. It is all about interest. All about interest. You know the reason why I said I had to tell you or inform you that America give incentive military aid to Israel. You know, I know many of you don't know it because there was this the the Elohim what do you call them? The Yahweh called the Elohim. There is one of this guy who once come to Ikenga's platform preaching that the the military of the world is on the shoulder of Israel. You know, I did a counter, I gave him a directions. Now most of them, most of them, if you give them, they might not acknowledge it. They might not. But I thought I might tell you. I thought I might tell you. America makes decision in Israel also. They make decision there. America is the leader of the world. But this is where I am going to leave it until we meet again. Stay safe and stay informed. Shalom. Share the video, like the video. Bye.